Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. This is going to be a popular one. I have not opened it up yet, but this base Vosteed model is one of my favorite knives that they create and has been insanely popular. So this variation makes sense. I had actually forgotten that they were sending this to me, so now I'm really excited to break the seal here and open this up and share it with you guys. But yeah, I think this is just, it's proven to be a winning combination. Now, I don't know what locking system they're going to use on this, and I don't know if there's going to be more than one, but I am excited to get into it and share with you guys. So I will link this down below. I don't know how many they have. I don't know how long they'll last. I just know that it's going to be popular with or without me making this video. So thank you to Vosteed for sending this, and thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. Let's see what we've got here. We got to break the seal here. There we go. Alrighty. I do like the shiny orange, the metallic orange is always like a nice, very unique look, right? So this, it is as they describe. Oh yeah, perfect. This is the Tie Slim Porcupine. A very obvious combination here, and very clearly something that they're interested in doing with a bunch of different models. Look at this. We get a unique pocket clip for the Tie Slim Porcupine. So we have a button-operated top liner lock with, oh boy, that is nice, with that famous Porcupine profile. So this is a titanium and 154 cm combination, and the reason for that is so that they can get that price tag down to, I would venture to guess, somewhere far south of $150. I would guess 125-ish. I would hope, right? That's kind of, what we want to see. The other thing that will probably occur is there will be a more premium blade steel version of this, because that's what they have done in the past. They've done a 154 cm version and then like an L-Max version or an S35VN version or something like that. So if you want to get a titanium and insert, more premium steel version, they'll probably have that for 170-ish, I would hope, if this is in the same line, right? This profile works really well. Obviously, what we have here is a, it's a time-tested profile. Many variations of this profile have existed in knife history that have just worked, and the Porcupine is just an example of essentially perfect execution of those lines. So the standard Porcupine, which is still to this day one of my most recommendable budget knives, if you are new to the knife world, or if you're just somebody who is very budget oriented for an infinite number of different reasons, right? Any number of reasons, the Porcupine is an example of a pocket knife that I recommend to literally everyone. Because of its size, its dependable locking system, its convenience, its safety, all of this, right? Good materials for the money. The Porcupine still to this day, if they have not changed it, is a $69 knife, giggity, and it's worth every penny. The combination here is amazing. And, as time goes on, I feel like the combination of elements here that make the Porcupine great will become less rare and more common. We're already seeing this, right? Many companies like Kaiser are doing their button-operated top liner locks. Actually, Kaiser's is closer to an actual compression lock, if not exactly the same as a compression lock. But their combination of materials and locking systems is very, very good for the money. It makes sense that they would take this and slim it down and give people an option, that is more premium. So we can see here that the blade stock thickness is absolutely thinner. The scale thickness, I mean, my goodness, it's like 60, it's like 60% the scale thickness. If slimmer knife. This is for a really slim knife. I do want to say, in all honesty, it's really comfortable. This is a really, really comfortable knife. A lot of times when you slim the scales down, it creates for a less than comfortable, a less than optimal ergonomic experience, right? It is noticeably thinner. If you're somebody who just doesn't like, it's not about it being painful, I just don't love the thinner scales, then you're going to want to go with the thicker one, obviously. But if you're considering like, would I like that more? What if it's painful in my hand? Are the edges, like knocked down? Are they properly chamfered? And the answer is yes. The only area that's kind of like, this area right here, and it's not that it's so thin that it's uncomfortable, it's that the jimping depth. No, it's not the jimping depth. It's just the fact that the blade is thinner, so you don't get as much traction. I think for the thinner one, they probably should have gone slightly deeper on the jimping in both places. Because the blade stock is wider, it's catching more of the total amount of finger that's interacting with it, right? So this is still enough to catch my finger, and there is traction. It's just not as much traction as this one. That's about the only spot. The choil is still exactly the same size. In fact, no other part of the knife is different. They did not do pivot collars on this, but we did get thumb stud collars, which is kind of neat. It looks like, these are titanium. The pocket clip, obviously, we have a unique pocket clip. Actually, really nice. Tension on the pocket clip is exactly medium. That's exactly what we want here. No mounting position for lefties, which is a bummer. They really should have, because we still got that on this version, right? Thumb stud deployment, very good. You'll notice that the thumb studs are a little bit different. They're not quite as long. But the edges here, like the little, kind of as it tapers upwards, it's very easy to interact with. Of course, because this is a button-operated top liner lock and not a crossbar lock or not a plunge lock, right? You actually have a detent ball. So the release, like the detent break, feels really good, very snappy. No blade play up, down, left, or right. Just awesome. So what is this? What's the new weight then? Let's compare this titanium one with the standard version in micarta. This does have full steel liners. Then it's micarta, and then a thicker 14C28N. And yes, we will measure the blade stock thickness. Standard one weighs 3.5 ounces. The new Ti Slim in titanium weighs 3 ounces. So actually half an ounce less, and hitting that exact mark, at least by my standards, because 3 ounces to me is ultra lightweight. Anything 3 ounces or less is ultra lightweight. That's just the point where I become more likely to forget that it's in my pocket. Every little teeny tiny bit, every incremental amount of weight reduction under 3 ounces is just that much more likely I'm going to forget that it's there. So that's kind of right where I like. That's about as light a knife as I prefer to carry, and that's good. The balance, the weight balance is good. It's right behind the pivot, right in the primary index finger position. You also have, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's 3 inches of blade. I think it's probably 3 1/4. Nope, 3 inches of blade for 3 ounces of weight. Very nice. Let's compare the two blade stock thicknesses back to back. I will eventually review this knife. I just want to at least carry it for a couple of days first. The original blade stock thickness of the Porcupine is coming in at 118 thousandths, so it's not a thick blade to begin with. This new one here, I'm going to say that's 80. That's a little bit, it's 88 thousandths there, but ridiculously thin, and surely that translates to, thinner behind the edge. This is used occasionally down here. It's not a heavy user, right? Good slice. Noticeably different. I shouldn't be surprised. Obviously, the thinner one is going to slide. This is a laser beam. Like from the factory edge, absolute laser beam. And when you have geometry that's this thin, obviously the blade steel still matters, but something as 154 cm is a good steel. It's one of my favorite steels, not because it is a hyper performer in any one category, but because it's very well rounded, it's very friendly. It's a steel that's easy to touch up. It's not a steel you have to baby, right? But even steels like this that are not going to be winning any awards in any category, a super thin geometry allows them to truly shine more than they, shine much brighter than they normally would, just because that thin geometry is going to allow the steel to just continue to cut and cut and cut. It'll cut a lot longer before it feels like it needs to be resharpened, which is really cool. So, and obviously if you go with the super steel version, which I assume they're going to do, right? I'm opening this box up blind. I don't have the pricing or the variations or anything like that. This is just the initial blind first impressions, which I do that way on purpose because I just want to react to the knife and, not have my reaction be affected by any other information. But I'll have all that for you when I review it, or you can just go to the link in the description if you want to. But this is very good. Assuming that they put the appropriate price tag on it, I think it'll be a giant winner. So that's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.